black men make dating so difficult? They make it.
Hi, I have an answer, and it's simply because they don't have money. So I've been thinking about this a lot as it relates to my personal dating life. A lot of my friends who are black.
Hey there, crusty, dusty, musty, rusty, ashy ass bum creature idiots. We got a thread going on over here on Tickety Damn Talk, and you, black men, are making it difficult for these black women to date because you're broke. You ain't got ish. You ain't never had ish. You ain't never gonna have ish. But I want to make sure that I let y'all know what's going on out here in these streets. All right? So let's go ahead and hear what they have to say. Shout out to the besties. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new.
Black women who are in their late 20s, early 30s, who have been struggling with dating, who prefer to date black men, and have been doing it in comparison to my white peers and some peers outside of like other races, but specifically my white peers, as to why we all went to similar schools. We all went to similar schools. We all have similar educational backgrounds. We all work similar jobs. For bar, we would say we would live very similar lives, except I just oscillate in primarily black spaces and they oscillate in primarily white spaces. With that said, I think it's because white people, but specifically white also men, are raised in the way that they have generational wealth, but a generational wealth mindset, meaning that they saw their parents get paired off and married, within their 20s. They have grandma.
And when people talk about getting married and having a family, nuclear family, y'all act like that's a foreign concept. And somebody has sprouted three heads when someone says that. But now you want to use that again. Okay, go ahead, girl.
As ring and heirlooms. They have a house that they know that they will inherit.
So, in other words, it's about the things at the end of the day. So, if you don't get married and you don't pool your resources together in order to build, how do you ever think that you're ever going to get to that generational wealth? Lest we not act like there's not a single mother problem in the community. But we know everybody is strong, independent, and don't need a man. But now on this app, trying to talk about how they prefer white men over black men. But I thought y'all didn't need no men at all. I thought y'all didn't need no men at all, let alone a black man, let alone a white man, but y'all prefer the bear. So do you see how y'all really have difficulties with y'all relationships because you're all over the place? And for those women that really do want to date, and I'll continue to say this, if you don't call this mess out, you'll allow these people to continue to F up y'all situation. Let's not even get into the singles mixers, child.
Parent. They have a mindset knowing that even if they lose their job at Goldman Sachs or in tech or whatever, that they have this sort of privilege that they know that they'll always be fine and they know that they'll always be able to take care of their family. So even though they're in build mode, they're not necessarily worried that they would lose everything. And I think that mindset is different for black men, meaning that they spend.
I bet you this person voted for Cam Cam over here talking this sugar honey iced tea. I promise you she's a part of the 92%. And with this dialect, this conversation trying to sound so intellectual and Caucasian, let's be honest right now, sis, you're not fooling any. Let me rephrase, you're not fooling me. You're not fooling me. Because anybody that can, does, and don't need to get on this app and talk about it. But you go ahead and you keep on going. Go, girl.
Spend a lot of their 20s and even in their early 30s really trying to play a game of like financial catch up, really trying to get themselves established. And because they're playing that game, they play games in other areas, meaning that they don't necessarily take things seriously in terms of getting married, having kids, buying a home, starting family. Because those things require money. And if you don't have it, they're not necessarily going to, I guess, just take those things seriously. And again, I was just really thinking as to like why I'm in my late 20s. A lot of my friends are in their late 20s.
And wait a minute, you're in your late 20s and you still haven't achieved it? Girl, what's wrong with you? Oh yeah, it's crust dust must rust problem. Even though you chose them and you're trying to sound so smart and articulate, but then you waited this long in order to come to these conclusions. So since you know, why are you not with Brad or Crab or whoever the hell else it is that's not black? Since it's so easy and you can get it done and you know it's all about money. And please don't act like that the white men, shout out to all the white men that be hanging out here, don't know that you women all in, enough of y'all, are out here looking for money and stuff and things. You're not even really interested in the actual person, the actual man, having the actual relationship, being caring and loving and kind. And to listen, God knows you don't want to do nothing around the house because you know that's slavery. And then we'll turn around talking about you can clock somebody's resources, but you can't clock not trying, you cannot clock trying to help them, to be a helpmate, to offer anything. To, unfortunately, I hate this phrase, bring anything to the table except for your handout. But nobody's supposed to notice that, right? You talking about generational wealth. You ain't even made it to the damn altar, child. Go on, girl.
Early 30s, and we're still like dating and on dating apps and dealing with games and all the shenanigans that come with dating Black men. But then when I look at the Jennys, the Tiffany's, and the whatevers of the world, a lot of them who I have worked with or work with, why they all, ironically enough, got engaged all at 27, 28, around the same time. And it's felt kind of like sorority like, very systematic. And again, it's that peer influence around them. If they see all their friends doing the things, and this goes for men too, they're going to go do those things as well. Or if they saw their parents do it, they're going to go do it as well. And I don't think Black.
So when we talk about our parents that have done it, y'all try to ignore that and say they were slaves, they had to be married to them because they couldn't work and they couldn't make this money, and now we all can make this money, so we don't need them. So that don't play no role in there, none of that, right? All right, go ahead, girl.
Men saw it from their fathers, and they also didn't necessarily and don't necessarily see it from their peers around them, so they don't also feel kind of that social influence to do those things, especially for Black men in major cities like a New York, LA, a Chicago.
This person will be someone who will come through and say that something is racist, that some white person has said, and then all these women will come to her rescue and say, "Yeah, sis, go, sis. Yeah, sis, go, sis." While then, out of the other side of her mouth, talking about she need to find a Brad and a white man because Black men ain't ish. Is it? I mean, come on now. Do we not see this? Do we not see this? But y'all are gonna follow her because y'all. I'm about to read the comments. Go ahead, girl.
Chicago, Miami, maybe even Houston. Maybe in the South it might be a bit different. But yeah, there's more I can say on this, and I've been doing a lot of research. I'm actually going to write an article about it, just the differences and nuances between being a Black woman dating versus like my white contemporaries and their dating experiences. But yeah, the one factor that it boils down to is money. And if you don't have it, you're not able to progress forward in dating.
Interesting how she can do a whole 3 to 4 minutes to just down all Black men, right? And then constantly just talk about money, stuff, and things. But the problem are you broke ninjas. So let me read these comments. The caption reads, "While my first viral video was a year ago, honestly, this video changed my life. I became so confident after I made this." But you know what she doesn't say? She doesn't say that she got married. She don't say that she found a Brad. She don't say that she's engaged. She don't say none of that. But child, as long as you got a viral video, that's all that matters. First comment says, "I had to change my dating preference. I can't do struggle love." Next, a lot of them are focused on fast hustle mindset and showing off to their friends instead of focusing on long-term career goals and investments. No money and no real personality, but anger. They also hate college school, which helps you make money and status in society, so they stay behind their counterparts who do value college/trade. The way I screamed at the "they don't have money." These are all y'all sisters, child. SYCBM, gentlemen. SYCBM. So much deeper than money, so much more about generational trauma and its impact on mental health. I stopped dating them and life's so much easier. That, and because they are only doing it for their benefit, they do not care to get to know you. That's what courting is intended for. I knew I wasn't crazy, and they don't necessarily age out of playing games. Yes, I'm 30 and I have friends of all other races, all married, and I'm like, damn, why does dating have to be so hard for us? Child, I tell you, it's a hard ass life for a Black woman, as everyone tries to say, but then they be the ones that be kicking up the most dust. Where are the pro Blacks on this? Child, is this not race? Is she not, what would we call it? white male identified or white people identified. It sounds like that's what she's saying, right? How come ain't nobody in the comments? Because these are all stars telling her that she's a pick me, a white supremacist, a bootlicker. None of that for her. And she's specifically talking about white. Child, this is why I can't take it. Child, if these people don't go to hell. Anyway, y'all go ahead and let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. I see you all in the next one.
We do not care